It should have been just another night out with her mother, but the evening descended into shocking violence when a 7-year-old girl was abducted, bound and raped in a South Sydney dance studio. Today, her attacker was sentenced to spend the rest of his life in prison, never to be released. The judge described the crime as the most horrifying and degrading kind of sexual abuse, and the suffering inflicted on the little girl will have lifelong consequences. Here's crime reporter Mark Reddie.
A child rapist who turned a parent's worst nightmare into a disturbing reality and left a girl robbed of her innocence.
Clearly, there will be lifelong consequences for her to deal with in respect of emotional and psychological scarring.
Scars began more than a year ago when Anthony Sampieri bound and raped the 7-year-old girl in the bathroom of a Kogarah dance studio. The 56-year-old threatened to cut her throat if she made a noise. The court heard sickening details about the attack.
The offender just demonstrated a callous disregard for this young child.
This is the moment the girl was carried to safety under a white sheet in the arms of a man who rescued her. A heroic act that earned praise from the judge.
To you, sir, I would say this: the victim, her family, everyone at the dance school and indeed the whole community are indebted to you for the courage you displayed.
And outside court, Nick Gillio had a message of hope for the little girl.
To our little dancer and to her family. It was an absolute my honour to have served you and freed you from the hands of evil.
A parent himself, Mr. Gillio says he now worries for every child. Anthony Sampieri is dying of liver cancer. His face was pale and yellow when he fronted court in prison greens. It's unusual for a child rapist to be handed a life sentence, but it was welcome news from the men who saved the girl from her terrifying ordeal. With no possibility of parole, Anthony Sampieri will almost certainly die in prison. Mark Reddie, ABC News, Sydney.